So the Manosphere is saying that Megan Thee Stallion isn't a marriable woman because she has a promiscuous past. And first of all, I do not believe that Megan Thee Stallion has a promiscuous past. I think that she's a woman who is sexually liberated. She has been very vocal in the past about her sexual past, but she's not what I would call a promiscuous woman per se, first of all. And second of all, promiscuous women get married every single day. Sex workers get married, and more time than not, they actually get married to former clients of theirs, so men who know that they used to be or are sex workers. So promiscuous women get married every day. So saying that the reason why Klay didn't marry Megan is because she has a promiscuous past is just a lie, okay? Because she actually broke up with him. He didn't break up with her. They would probably still be together if she was down to be in a polygamous relationship. If she was down to let him cheat in peace, they'd probably still be together, okay? So stop spreading the lies that promiscuous women don't get married and that Megan Thee Stallion is not somebody that is marriable because she has a promiscuous past. But I do think that there are a couple of takeaways from this whole situation, from what transpired. And the first one for me is that a man can be seemingly doing everything right and still do you dirty. Like, this is a man who named his boat after her. He got her a Bentley this past February for her birthday. He got her a $200,000 car, even though, you know, he's a millionaire. So I guess 200,000 doesn't really do a dent in the 100 millions that he got. But still, he introduced her to his family, to his mom and dad, which I'm sure must have meant a lot to Megan as someone who lost both her parents. And yet and still, he still cheated on her. She also alleged to, I don't know if it's abuse, but she talked about how he had really bad mood swings, you know, during seasons. I guess this is common among athletes when they lose or stuff. A lot of them tend to be very sore losers. And, you know, she alleged to verbal abuse, I guess. So she was really going through a lot in this relationship, even though online she made it seem as if everything was nice and dandy. So yeah, ladies, a man can be seemingly doing everything right and still do you dirty. Another takeaway for me from this entire situation is that once a cheater, always a cheater, okay? Cheating is a character flaw, and you can't convince me otherwise, because Klay Thompson has cheated on every single woman that he's been with. He even cheated on the Coco Jones. Coco Jones is, to me, one of the most beautiful women on earth, if not the most beautiful, and he cheated on her. He cheated on haurier. He cheated on every woman that he's been with. Now, I don't know if Megan knew this, but I guess she did, because even I knew that, right? And I'm nobody. I live all the way in Germany, and I still knew that he was a cheater. So in my opinion, Megan did ignore a red flag here, because men who have cheated in the past will cheat again, okay? Past behavior is the best indicator of future behavior. Again, past behavior is the best indicator of future behavior. Nobody can convince me otherwise. People function, humans function in pattern. Nobody does something only once. Most of the time, people will do things over and over and over and over again. And men who cheat will cheat, because again, it's not about you, it's about them. It's a character flaw. Unless they choose not to be a cheater again, they will continue cheating. Now add that to the fact that he's an athlete, and we know that those are not famous for being very faithful, you know. Like Kevin Hart said, most men are just as faithful as their options, and athletes tend to have a lot of options. You know, they have a lot of groupies who are trying to get together with them, trying to get pregnant from them so that, you know, they can get that check. So I guess this is a cautionary tale for all of us ladies. You don't have the honey pot, okay? Like, your honey pot is not going to be able to change him. If he's a cheater, he's going to cheat, because cheating is what cheaters do, okay? Like, I remember when I first heard the story, I was just like, oh well, you know, cheating is what cheaters do, okay? A cheater will cheat, okay, period. So don't be like Megan Thee Stallion, don't be like Summer Walker, don't be out here thinking that you can change a man, that, oh, he cheated on everybody, but he's not going to cheat on me, because he said so, because he said I'm special. Girl, wake up, okay? Stand up. He is going to do you like he did them, unless he decides not to, but that's not a gamble I believe that most women should try and take, okay? Another takeaway from this situation, which is something that I personally knew, and it's that most women in relationship lies, celebrities, everyday women in relationship lie, they embellish, okay? They make the relationship or the marriage look better than it actually is. You know, Megan was, oh, my man, okay? She was making all those little cute TikTok about them, you know, the voiceovers about them working out together and stuff, and yet and still she was dealing with the mood swings, and well, it's borderline verbal abuse. So a lot of women in relationship will not tell the entirety of the truth of the situation. And this is why I tell you ladies, if you are single, do not envy any situation you see out there, any marriage out there, because you don't know what's actually going on behind closed doors. How many times did it happen that influencers who were broadcasting their relationship later came out and said that the one person was a narcissist and the other person was abusing them and they're going through money issues or blah 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 or this and that and the third? Because at the end of the day, people only reveal what they want, they only show what they want. So be very careful, you know, with being envious of situations you know nothing about. Remember how Michelle Obama said that, you know, she was a single mom for a lot of the time while Barack was working on getting into office, because you know he had to do a lot of networking, I guess, so she had to stay with the kids. And there's so many examples I could give you where of women who were making it seem as if they were in a perfect relationship, but really once the relationship ended, we found out that they were not. And this applies to everyday regular women. They lie too. They will lie and say that their man got them something when they bought it themselves. They will lie and make the situation look a lot nicer than it actually is. So don't be envious of anybody's marriage or relationship, because at the end of the day, you don't really know what's happening behind closed doors. Remember how Remy Ma would get herself all those nice expensive gifts and would tell us that Papoose, assistant Papoose, was the one getting them for her, and later when she came out and said that she was buying them herself, a lot of people didn't believe her. But I believe her, because again, I know that a lot of these girlies out here front. As a matter of fact, a lot of these rap girlies are out here only fronting, okay? From Cardi B to Megan Thee Stallion to Remy Ma to Summer Walker. I mean, I guess some people don't think she's a rapper, but it's whatever. These girls are just talk, okay? They all talk, like they're out here talking about not caring about a jigger, but they always caught up, okay? They always caught up with these jiggers in really bad situations. I mean, look at Cardi B's situation now. It's probably even worse than the one she was in with Offset, even though that one wasn't a lot better than this one. But yeah, these girls, they talk a big game, but at the end of the day, most women don't have the standard that they claim to have online. I have a video about this. Even again, regular schmegular everyday women, they don't have the standard that they claim to have online in real life. When that loneliness hits, baby, the mask do fall, okay? So a lot of these girls are just huff and puff, okay? They just all talk. But when it comes down to walking the walk, a lot of the girls, famous or not, rappers or not, pretty or not, are not out here actually, you know, their ground. You know, again, they don't actually have the standards that they claim to have online in real life. And last but not least, it seemed to me that Megan was a lot more into Clay, that he was into her. I mean, I know that he did get her a lot of stuff, but all the stuff was just financial stuff, which in my opinion don't mean a lot when you are worth $150 million. Okay, like she was cooking for him, slaving for hours, cooking for his family as well, always making him a plate. She would make all those little cute videos, TikTok voiceovers about their workout routine and regimens, and he would say she's a nice lady. I remember hearing an interview where he was speaking about her and he referred to her as a nice lady. I thought that is an odd way to describe the woman that you're in love with. So in my opinion, she overinvested. Like, she even mixed finances with him. She bought a house with him, which in my opinion is always a bad move when you're not married, not even engaged. Now she can't get a clean slate in this breakup because she has to be worried about selling the house, getting half her money back. And in my opinion, in general, women who have something going on for themselves shouldn't mix finances with men that they are not engaged to or married with, unless you have an ironclad prenup, which again wasn't their case because they were not even engaged. Okay, you shouldn't do that because there's a lot to lose. I mean, look at how now Offset wants money from Cardi B, alimony from her. So yeah, don't mix in finances with men, especially when you have something going for yourself. I guess if you don't have anything and you're dealing with a man with much money, it's in your advantage to do so. But if you're a woman like Megan Thee Stallion with your own bag, like Megan stays with an ad, okay? You can say what you want about the girl, but she stays with an ad. So she definitely got her own bag. And in my opinion, women who have their own bag shouldn't really be mixing it out here with other men, especially men that they are not even engaged to. But yeah, it did seems to me like she was more into him than he was into her. Like, she did invest a lot, in my opinion, emotionally, like a lot of actual labor, whereas all he gave her, in my opinion, was just like financial stuff, which is stuff that doesn't mean much to anybody who has $150 million. So yeah, ladies, don't date men who are less into you than you are into them. That usually doesn't work out well for us. Like, it's one of the oldest dating advice in the book. Our grandmothers and mothers tell us this for a reason, because more time than not, it doesn't really work out for women to, you know, date men that they are more into than this man is into them. I remember recently she was cooking for hours and then even made him a plate, gave it to him, and she was asking him, "Is it good? Is it good?" And he seemed kind of annoyed. Like he answered her like, he kind of brushed her off some way, and I didn't like that. I felt like the poor lady was on her feet. Like anybody who ever cooked, a lot of several different meals know that you have to be on your feet for hours, okay, sometimes 4 or 5 hours, and he didn't even seem grateful like for the whole thing. He seemed kind of annoyed and brushed her off. Now it could be that he was upset that she had this camera on his face, but still I did find that it was not very nice given the fact that she spent hours cooking for him. But it's whatever now since they broke up. My heart goes out to Megan. She's somebody who's been through so much. She lost both her parents, and there was the whole entire situation with her getting shot, Tory Lanez, and a lot of just hard stuff to deal with. And I really hope that they would make it down the aisle, that she had found her happily ever after this time around. But oh well, better chance next time, I guess. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. In the comment section down below, let me know what are your takeaways from the whole entire situation. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel as well, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye guys, thanks for watching. Mwah.